Welcome back, everybody, to Weekend Edition. We have a special treat for you this week because, as always, Officer Paul Tapao, he's the coordinator with Guam Crime Stoppers, but the very beautiful and always welcome here in Harmon to the KUM studios, the very lovely First Lady of Guam, Christine Calvo. Welcome.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yes.
Okay, so you, of course, are here because there's a partnership that's been forged between your office and GPD's Victims Assistance Unit hosting rugby players from New Zealand for the upcoming Pacific Prevention Domestic Violence Program. And program with an E because it's from New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah, so tell me about that.
Well, you know, of course, October was Domestic Violence Month, and with the Office of the First Lady and the Regalo Foundation, one of our initiatives was healthy families and children. So we explored some things about how we can somehow meet one of our other initiatives with the Office of the First Lady, which is sports tourism. So being a rugby enthusiast, I kind of poked around and tried to see where we can put these two things together. And it just so happened that the Guam Police Department was already working with the New Zealand Police Department with professional rugby players. So just came all about real quickly, and we're really happy that the New Zealand Police Department and the rugby players will be visiting, and that GPD would be helping us host them here.
Well, you picked the right police officer to get involved with this because, you know, I've known Paul since we were young children. There's no one on island more involved in sports than he. So Officer Tapao, what's the relationship? Because these are actually world-class guys you guys are bringing out.
Yes.
But the purpose of this is, of course, as a very noble pursuit.
Yes, with the partnership with the PPDVP, the Pacific Prevention of Domestic Violence Program, the Guam Police Department, in accordance with the First Lady's office, we're working in helping spread the awareness of domestic violence within our region. It's, like you mentioned, it's very noble for them. These guys are professional rugby players. They're going to take their time off from their busy schedules to come and help us spread the word. Last month was Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and what a better way to cap it off than to have professional rugby players from New Zealand, along with our First Lady, to be side by side in spreading, you know, the message about domestic violence and what we can do as an island, as a community, to come forward and to break the silence to end the violence. And that's what we want to generate. It really is something that we are really looking forward to.
And you get celebrities of that level and on that caliber, and it really, you know, lends to their influence in the community, and it really makes like a very strong impact in getting the message across.
Yes, we are going to be targeting the high school level as an audience, and also to the University of Guam. And we are also going to pay one special day to visit our correctional facilities as part of the tour. First-hand approach to addressing the message of domestic violence, and hopefully we can get positive feedback from all our venues within the tour.
Now, First Lady, you downplayed it a little bit, but when you said you enjoy the sport of rugby, tell us exactly what your involvement is here on the island with rugby, because you're actually quite involved.
Yeah, well, this December is going to be the start of third quarter sports, and in third quarter sports, for the past 8 years, I've been coaching high school girls rugby. So currently, that's what I do. I coach high school girls. Before that, I was coaching also middle school, and I enjoy playing the sport of rugby. So touch or flag, even tackle. So I'll be looking forward to being in one of the clinics that the players will be bringing to us as a club.
I know. Try and find any other place in the world where the First Lady of our community is not only beautiful and gracious and eloquent, but also a very active member of the rugby community as a coach.
Yes.
All right, that's wonderful. So, Officer Tapao, you know, to transition into that, what have you got for us this week for the crime of the week?
This week's crime report is a robbery that occurred down in the Tumon area.
All right.
It was on Sunday, October 20th, just after 8:30 p.m., when officers from the Tumon Tumuning Precinct Command entertained a report of a robbery that occurred along Route 14 Alpha along JFK Hill in Tumon. According to the police report, earlier that evening at around 8:20 p.m., two female tourists were walking up the hill by the Verona Resort when one of the women saw someone walking behind them but didn't think anything of it. As the two tourists approached the entrance to the Verona Resort, an unknown male ran behind one of the female tourists and grabbed her purse. Instantly, a second male suspect grabbed the other female tourist's purse. However, as he tried to take off with it, the second woman was able to fight off her attacker and keep possession of her purse. The first female victim, however, was not successful. She fell to the ground as a result of the attack and sustained scratches to her elbows and knees. Both suspects fled towards the jungle line area behind the Verona Resort. A description was only provided for one of the suspects, was described as a male, possibly local, with medium build, and was last seen wearing a red shirt. The Guam Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division and the Guam Crime Stoppers needs the public's help relative to this robbery complaint. If you have any information about this case, please call the Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP or text 688-STOP. You can also visit our webpage at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615-6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, always helpful, Officer Tapao, and hopefully we'll get to the point where we don't need to do these reports because the community and GPD will be so interlocked and so involved that, we basically won't have crime. We can certainly hope. But